How you going, people? Well, I was kind of trying to wait to get more information on this, and I think I have a lot of information. I'm still not sure I have correct information. Again, this is off my experience and my years in investigating shootings, being a cop, teaching at the academy, teaching cops. This is the things that I would be looking at on whether or not this is justified. The short answer, legally, it's going to be justified. Morally, it's questionable. Was it necessary? Absolutely not, but not everybody had the information. So let's take a look at the video in case those haven't seen it on what happened. ICE agents are trying to arrest a violent, illegal alien, whatever. Illegal.
You fucking clown! Get out of here! Let's go, Pat. Watch out for that car! Shoot me out of this! I'm following you! I did a fucking hit!
Go!
So this is our victim. This is the one that ends up dead. This is a registered nurse who is lawfully carrying a gun on him. Now people are saying he's open carrying it. To me, it looks like it's covered. It may be open when he starts fighting with the cops, but right now he's not displaying or carrying open carry. So that's one discrepancy that I'm hearing a lot out there.
Hey! You not put them into the traffic!
So the ICE agent knocks this woman on the ground. This guy steps in. He holds his hand up. He just gets in between her. They're saying he violently resisted. To me, this isn't violently resisting. That's just my opinion. They pepper spray him. He's got his back to him. Never charges. Never is aggressive. If he lived and there was a trial, that would matter. Since he's dead, doesn't matter. I'm kind of confused whether this person on the ground is an ICE agent or not. I've watched this several times, and I always forget to wonder why this guy has his person around the neck. I thought this was a person he was trying to help, but it doesn't appear he's helping now. So that confuses me.
Fuck people! The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly!
Okay, so the camera goes off here a little bit. If you go back to here, during the scuffle, they notice he's got a gun because they're trying to, according to them, arrest him, and he's violently resisting. To me, violently resisting is attacking, punching, and fighting, kicking, doing things that are aggressive and violent in nature. Passively resisting is not moving your arm back, kind of pulling away. Some cops will say pulling away is violently resisting. To me, if you pull away from me, I expect that. I don't think that's violent. You don't want to consent. You're not consenting. That's debatable. In use of force situations, the thing you look at is, do the cops outnumber the bad guys? What's the danger to the cops? Do they have radio? Do they have backup? Do they have numbers? Are they fighting a person bigger, stronger, on drugs, super strength? All those things come into it. In this case, this guy looks like a pretty small dude. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cops there. Their level of fear shouldn't be that bad. Now, of course, when somebody sees a gun or says there's a gun, things change. At this point where this cop very intentionally goes for his gun, I'm assuming either somebody saw the gun or somebody yelled gun, because his action is absolutely reactionary to a gun. He gets his gun out, which I don't have a problem with that. This guy right here is actually taking his gun. This guy's reaching over, taking his gun. He literally pulls the gun out of the suspect's holster and walks away with it. Gun's out. He is leaving with the suspect's gun. Now here's where a lot of people are just like, they should have known, they killed him, he was unarmed, that's bullshit. These guys don't know that this guy took the gun. They may or may not know. Maybe 1 or 2 of them know. But they definitely all don't know. They've already heard gun. This guy's drawn his gun. And now a shot is fired. And when I first saw this, I was like, whoever fired the first shot is probably jumped the gun and is wrong. And then that caused what's called sympathetic fire, and all the other agents just start shooting because one guy shoots. And that's unlawful, not justified. When you fire your gun, you have to independently show that you were in fear of your life or the life of others. Now, these cops are going to say, as soon as I heard a gunshot, I thought the suspect fired a gun. So I thought we were all in danger, and that's why I shot. And that's going to be acceptable, and it's going to be justified. Factually, this agent has already taken his gun, removed it, and is walking away. Now, I'm going to show you another video to where it looks like this guy accidentally fired the suspect's gun into the ground. And so he fired the first shot. So he took the gun, didn't tell anybody. He's walking away, and he fires around into the ground from the suspect's gun, which makes all these guys react and shoot and kill this guy, who is technically unarmed. However, he was armed. It was the heat of battle. He brought a gun and got in a fight with cops with guns. My biggest problem with ICE is they're covering their face. If you got to cover your face, you're up to no good. I don't like it. So, and I've said that very clearly. So this guy is walking away with the gun. You hear that round? I thought that round was fired by one of these guys. I think it's fired by the guy who took the gun. Right here. He fires it into the ground. And I'll show you another video of that. When he does that, that starts what I call sympathetic fire. So how many guys shot? Maybe 1, 2, 3. Maybe 1, 2, 3 here. I don't know if this guy shot. I don't know if this guy shot. I don't know how many shot, but they pretty much lined up and executed him. And factually, he was unarmed. And the people who were pushing the agenda of the protesters, ICE is bad, they killed an unarmed guy. To me, it was reasonable that these guys had reasonable fear that they saw a gun, another officer yelled gun, and then they heard a gun fire while they were fighting with him. It's reasonable that they would think that their lives or someone else's life was in danger. Legally, I think it's going to be justified. I know a lot of people don't like that, and if you watch me, I'm usually pretty hard on cops, and I think a lot of their shootings are not justified. The backup line and the multiple rounds, I'm not saying is needed, was necessary, but it was reactionary, and it did happen within seconds. So let's try and see how many seconds. First round. First round. The video is at 51 seconds. Last round is at 56 seconds. So we're talking 5 seconds this happened. The guy shouldn't have died. He shouldn't have brought a gun and got in a fight with ICE. Even though he's trying to protect, someone said on my live the other night, he was dead right. He was right, but he's dead. So he was trying to protect a woman from what he thought the cops were being excessive and brutal or whatever. He became the target. He started fighting. He had a gun. They saw the gun. Somebody yelled gun, and a gunshot was fired. And all those little things ended up with this. Now, let's take a look at some other videos. So this photo is going to be shared and viewed, and it's going to be captioned and memed as, "This is tyranny." A guy tried to save a woman, and he died on his knees by masked law enforcement, federal Gestapo, federal agents. Shot a man in the head on his knees when he was unarmed. So technically, at this point, he's unarmed. However, we don't know if he had another gun. We don't know if he had another thing. It doesn't matter. There was a gun. They saw there was a gun. There was a gunshot. Somebody yelled gun, and they shot in the heat of the moment, thinking their lives were in danger or other people were in danger, and they fired. This picture is going to be, I'm sure, the poster child for anti-ICE. So this is what government is saying about this shooting.
Operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
They make it sound like he went after them with a 9mm. He was lawfully carrying a handgun. Carrying a handgun does not make you a bad guy, although government and cops would love to say that because they want to be the only one with guns. So just because he had a gun did not make him a threat. Actually, he didn't approach them. He tried to get in between a woman and them, which was technically obstruction.
The agents attempted to disarm the individual.
He's saying they attempted to disarm. They did, in fact, disarm him. And they fired the first round, although it was maybe accidental.
but he violently resisted.
Violently resisted when they tried to disarm him, okay?
Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots.
A Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots? There were multiple agents firing so-called defensive shots.
Medics on the scene immediately.
Okay, so that's going to be their side, government side. This appears to be a little bit clearer view of what happened.
Honestly.
Guy's getting his gun, grabbing it and walking away. Looks like he's taking it out of the holster right here. He gets it out. There he goes with the gun. And right there is where he fired it. And again, I'll show you that video in a second. Here is the video footage where it shows the Border Patrol agent running away with the suspect's gun in his hand. Suspect's gun. You notice the slide is intact. The barrel is not showing out of the slide. As we go forward, you'll hear the shot. Right here, it looks like that gun fired. Now, did his finger fire it during the struggle? Did it get loose? That's the SIG that supposedly has problems with going off by itself. Did it go off by itself? It definitely looks like the barrel is exposed now, which means it was fired. The Border Patrol agent fired the first round with the suspect's gun as he's fleeing. And that round caused the volley for the shooting. Too bad. There was one image that government was saying this gun was a domestic terrorist because it had a threaded barrel. You could have put a silencer on it. He had a high capacity mag that made him a domestic terrorist. He had optics that made him a domestic terrorist. This is a standard gun that every cop and any tactically sound civilian carries. This crap about him being a domestic terrorist because he had this gun is BS. But this gun and that gun is the same. This is an earlier photo of the dead guy confronting or involved with ICE. In this video, it clearly shows this ICE agent removed his gun from his holster and was carrying it away. So this move right here, if you look at the surprise on this guy's face when the round goes off, I think he realizes he just fired that round, or the gun he's carrying fired. Watch this look. Boom, right here it fires. And look at him look. Oh shit. And then the volley of fire happens. He's running away with the gun, and he's looking back like, shit. So he knows he took the gun. No one else knows. He should have said, I've got the gun, he's unarmed, I've got the gun. That's what he should have said. Now somebody will say it's a training issue, they need more, whatever. I don't necessarily agree with that. And yet another view of the shooting.
They doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
He's going to see the gun, goes in, grabs it, leaves.
Oh shit! What the fuck? They killed him? Did they fucking kill that guy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Okay, so let's discuss in the minds of the officers what could be going on, pros, cons, good, bad, etc. Pepper spraying him, I'm not a big fan. He feels he's interfering. Once he uses force on him and pepper sprays him, he's got to arrest him. Doesn't have to, but normally once you use force on somebody, you want to take them into custody. Because if you use force, they should have committed a crime, or you shouldn't be using force. So he pushes him, sprays him again. Other agents come in to help. Confusion.
The fuck, people! The fuck is wrong?
So we have two agents looking here, you have the video camera yelling, you have this guy, that guy. This is what you would call an unstable, operating in an unfriendly environment. Not only do the officers have to concentrate on the suspect, they have to concentrate on their surroundings. Doesn't mean they ought to be able to kill anybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just letting you understand the different things that are going to be evaluated when this force is evaluated is whether or not it's justified. And it's going to be justified.
What's wrong with you? Honestly.
You have somebody blowing a whistle, obviously maybe to warn other people or to distract or irritate officers. Because this guy is going after the gun, my guess is they already know, somebody has already told them he's got a gun. In a lot of situations, if a suspect has a gun and he's on all fours or his hands are away from the gun, the safest course of action is to disengage, draw your gun back away, and order him not to reach for the gun. That way it's clear if he reaches for it, you're not close, you've already got your gun out, it's very clear that you tried to give him a chance to surrender. In this situation, they never gave him that chance. They were fighting with him the whole time trying to get him in custody, so they can't claim the high ground by saying, hey, as soon as we found out the suspect has a gun, we backed up, disengaged, drew our weapons, we had numbers, and we held him at gunpoint and gave him the chance to not reach for the gun, to lay on the ground and submit. And he either does or he doesn't, or he reaches for the gun, or he says, screw you, or whatever, but it looks better, and to me, it's more reasonable. This guy reaches for his gun immediately. Again, I think somebody else called gun. Gunshot goes off. This guy fires in the ground. Okay, so a lot of people want a yes or no answer. Was this justified? It depends. There's a lot of ifs, and buts, and coconuts. The fact that he showed up to confront officers armed is not going to turn out well. If you get in a fight with an officer and you're armed, you have to be cognitive of the fact that if your hands are anywhere near that gun, they're going to have a reason to shoot you. If you have a gun, you get in a fight with the cops, the best thing to do, keep your hands away from the gun, say, I have a gun, and comply. Now, I'm not a big comply and let cops and tyranny do all this shit, but if you're going to confront them with a gun, you either be willing to use it first or get shot. Or throw your hands up, say I have a gun, I'm no threat, and comply. Unfortunately, should he have been killed? No. Did he need to be killed? No. Had the officer said, I've got his gun, he's unarmed, maybe he wouldn't have been killed. Had the cop not fired the gun when he was walking away, probably wouldn't have been killed. A lot of things triggered this to happen very quickly. I think it was under 5 seconds, and he's dead. So legally, they're going to side on the cops. It was reasonable. Guy was fighting with him. He was resisting. He had a gun, and he didn't give up. So, and they heard a gunshot. So them firing their guns is going to be reasonable. May not like it, but unfortunately, I think that's the way it's going to be. All right, that's my take. You can beat me up in the comments.